Hey, so this is part 2 of our book sacrifice tag. The first part, I guess I'll link the first part in the comments down there somewhere. They're on her channel. And so this is part 2. And the first scenario is you went to the salon to get your nice new haircut, fancy updo, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. And you're so happy with it, they did such a great job, you look fabulous, and you walk outside, torrential downpour. And all that money you just spent, all that time you sat sitting in that chair is going to go completely down the drain unless you come up with an umbrella. So, what sequel are you willing to sacrifice to use as an umbrella to protect your fabulous new haircut?
For me, it is Crescendo from the Hush Hush series. Now, that series isn't quite the best. It's kind of more of a guilty pleasure. But Crescendo, every 10 pages, I just wanted to chuck it at the wall because it was... It was just awful. And they got a little better towards the end, and the book after that was pretty good. But that one was just awful.
Yeah, mine would be the 8th in the Pendragon series, Pilgrims of Rain. I remember when I read it, it was a great book. Everything was going wonderfully. There's 10 books in the series, by the way. Yeah, just so you know. But it was wonderful. It was so great. And then in the last, 2 or 3 chapters, he screws up everything he's worked for in the past 7.5 books. And I wanted to... I don't think I'd want to burn it, but I wanted to throw it against the wall and rip out the end of it. And when the 9th one came out, I didn't even want to read it because I was still so angry about what happened in the 8th one. So, yeah, that's what I would use as an umbrella.
I've only read the first one, so...
You'll get there.
Yeah, eventually. Okay, second one. Let's say you're hanging out at the library when, BAM! Global warming explodes and outside...
Wouldn't it be global freezing?
Global warming too, I guess. I don't know. It's what the thing says, okay? Everything freezes, okay? And you are trapped and you have to use burn books as a means of staying warm. What book would you go for? Okay, we're gonna have to say that over again because my
No. What book would you go for to burn that you wouldn't feel guilty about burning?
Yeah, because I can't say words.
I would pick what you picked for the classic. I would pick Snow Crash. It's a decently thick book, and it's just one of my least favorite books. It read like it should have been an action movie, and it would have been, I think, a fabulous action movie. Except it was so drawn out and slow. It was like an action movie put on, not even half speed, 1/32 speed. It was so slow, and it should have read faster, but it didn't. And it's so long, and it just kept going, and I couldn't handle it. And it's a thick book, so it burned pretty well.
It would. I can't remember. Oh my god, my brain.
Or were you just, listening to me and chiming in on what I was picking?
I think that's what it was. I don't remember. Oh.
Do you remember?
Yes. Okay. Apparently
You got it?
Apparently I do this once in an episode. But, video. Episode? Whatever.
Either or, same difference.
Okay, so my least favorite book of all time is Animal Farm.
That one.
I read it in 8th grade, and then I had to read it again in 10th grade.
I liked this book. I thought it was interesting.
It was interesting, but it was just so much of it, and I never want to have to read it or see the movie or anything or even breathe in the general area of this book ever again because it's not that it's awful. It's just I cannot stand it. I don't know why. Just
Personal preference.
yes. Yeah.
Alright. The last 2 we came up with ourselves. So the third one, you're going to the cinema to see the latest big blockbuster. And you find that perfect seat where you can see the whole screen, there's nobody else in front of you, when all of a sudden this big-headed bum comes and chooses the seat directly in front of you.
It happens a lot for me.
Yeah, because you're short. And consequently you now can't see the screen. What book turned media adaptation do you use as a booster seat?
For this one, I am using Hamlet again because I don't know if you saw the other one or which way you saw this, but I hate Hamlet And so the movie that I picked would be Lion King, because it's kind of sort of based on Hamlet. Kind of, not really, but I couldn't think of anything else because I don't watch many movies, and if I hate a book, then I don't really read it. So we are picking Lion King because I love The Lion King. It's my favorite movies of all time. Yeah.
And for me, it's not a movie, it's a play. And it's Wicked. I adored the play, the Broadway play. It was beautiful, so well done. And I'm like, well, now I have to read the book because I didn't read the book first. And I'm glad I didn't read the book first. But then I read the book.
Don't close the door.
The wind closed the door.
That's creepy.
And then I read the book. And they killed off my favorite character about halfway through the book, and so I was so upset that they killed him. And then at the end, what happens? Yeah, pretty much. And then at the end, Dorothy comes in, and Elphaba's dress catches fire, and she's like, oh, let's put it out with water. Throws a bucket. And then she melts, and that's it. And it was so terrible, and I was so upset with that book. Yeah, that one. That's what I would use as a booster seat.
Okay, so the fourth and final one for this part of the video thing. Okay, your best friend is dragging you to your mortal enemy's birthday party. You don't want to spend any money on them, obviously, so you decide to consult your book collection and try to find something you can give to them. So you decide to pick the book that was your biggest letdown. So what book would you pick for them to unwrap?
Lovely Bones, I think. That's the first one that comes to mind because they drag you in and they drag you in and you're like, okay, it's this girl dies and everything, and the guy that did it, he's done it before. Is he gonna get caught this time? Are they gonna figure it out? Because it's been years. And is he gonna catch it? And then at the very end, he gets killed by an icicle. I'm like, well, that's stupid.
One way to die.
Yeah, I'm like, that's dumb. Like, I just spent all this time reading all these pages, getting sucked into this story, and then you just kill him off with an icicle? That's so anticlimactic. Like, that's awful. Yeah.
So for me, I'm picking Mockingjay from the Hunger Games series. I loved Hunger Games, and Catching Fire was my favorite book in the series. I was just waiting to have one more, and it wasn't horrible, but compared to the other ones as like the big climax of everything that happens, it was a total letdown.
Well, Katniss was whiny and...
That didn't help.
Whiny and sat on her butt and just cried, essentially.
Honestly don't.
About PETA. Oh, PETA, he hates me. He doesn't remember me. Brain damage. Oh, problems. Oh, what was me?
Her and Hamlet would get along.
Very well.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of our... What's it? Book sacrifice?
Yes.
Yes, that's the end of our book sacrifice tag. And...
If you haven't seen the other half, you can come visit my channel and watch the first 3 questions.
And any questions, add comments. We like comments, that's good.
Or
and
video responses too.
yeah, and if you have any other scenarios you want to add that you want to see done.
It was pretty much fun. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Y'all should do it. It's great. Anyway, bye.
Bye.